this is Lori from Shoo Shoo Paper Art, and today I have a unicorn rainbow pop-up card. Isn't that fun and adorable? Well, I have some tips to make this an easier card to make, so let's get started. The first thing you kind of have to think about is the pop-up itself, so that you know how tall it is and how wide it is, so you can make your card base. If you want some of your pop-up to stick out, that's perfectly fine, but you still have to know how big it's going to be so that you can make your card base. Mine ended up being 4 inches by 5 inches because I wanted my unicorn pop-up to be completely covered inside. So the other thing to think about is if you're just going to be gluing some things to the outside, like, you know, the unicorn, the rainbow and the cloud sequins, then there's really no problem with that being kind of bulky inside. But if you're going to do some stamping or anything on the background, you really need to do that first before you put in the pop-up portion of your card. So the background here is made with Copic inks. I used my refills and a round brush to do the backgrounds. You don't want to use a nice brush because these are alcohol and it makes it really sticky. Even after washing it, I can still kind of tell that it's been used for something that you're really not supposed to use it for. So don't use a nice new, expensive brush by any means. So use one that you use like for glue or something like that. It was really easy to do. Maybe a little bit messy, so I actually did it over the sink so that I wouldn't make such a big mess. But to show you how I did it, here's a card base that I've already made, the 4x5, and I've done all the colors except for this last one, the blue violet. You might notice that I'm missing one of the colors of my rainbow. I ended up not having a refill for my YR21. I thought I had one, don't know what happened to it, but it ended up being okay on the background because I didn't clean off my brush in between using the R30 and, let's see, what is this? The Y30. So I kind of got some orangey looks anyway. So I was pretty happy with it and decided that the YR21 didn't really matter. So just to show you how I did this, I'm going to push these to the side and use a paper towel, hoping that that will catch a lot of the icky stuff that might go dripping. I just did the front and the inside at the same time. Since these are alcohol, they absorb really quickly, and you get really a nice kind of fuzzy, dreamy look. So I thought that was kind of perfect for, unicorns and rainbows and clouds. All right, so I just put drops on my brush, just like that, and then just slung it at my card. So it really is very easy. And as you can see, though, it makes a little bit of a mess. And I'm going to leave that there. I like that big dot. I had a couple of those on my page. You can see I dribbled some pink there. And I'm going to turn it over and just immediately do the inside because it dries so quickly. Well, I'm not getting anything off here. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I'll turn that over. And you can see that it bleeds through, but it also, that's good because you're still working on that dreamy look. So the bleed through looks really pretty too. When you're done slinging all your colors, you can stop and look at it. And if you think that you need to add some more colors, you can go back and pick up any of the colors from your sets, or you can keep adding color from the one that you're using. So I'm going to stop there. I think I'm relatively happy with that, and we'll continue on with the rest of the card. Okay, so I've gone ahead and glued on the unicorn and the rainbow and the cloud, And the unicorn is from Magical Unicorns from Pink and Maine. If you want a list of the Copics, that will be on my blog. And the rainbow is from Rainbow Wishes from Honeybee Stamps. Got these cute stamp sets with really cute sayings and that fun rainbow and some other die cuts that are really cool. All right, so I'm using the Hello off of this one for the front. Get that lined up and get it stamped, and then we'll move on to the inside. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and do the stamping on the inside of the card as well. It's also easier to get the stamping done on the inside before you put in the pop-up. Added some glitter to the clouds, and real simply I just used another brush that I don't mind getting icky in case it doesn't all wash out, and just some Elmer's glue all. That's usually what I use underneath my glitter. I usually find that it works really well. And I'm just going to brush on some glue along the bottom portion of the cloud and sprinkle some glitter onto that. Really simple, and just, I don't even know if you can see that in the video, and adds a little bit of shine. I've got two clouds on the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and glitter those up as well. Now we're ready to start the inside, the important part, the pop-up part of this cute unicorn rainbow card. The pop-up piece starts with the rainbow, and the pieces have been colored with Copics, and again you can find that complete list on my blog. Now I want the pop-up portion to be not bulky. So I decided not to back my rainbow with anything. So that means that the tabs and the unicorns and the clouds is what is going to keep my rainbow in the right place. It's going to keep it together. I'm going to use a ruler to kind of help me keep the bottoms lined up, and I want to turn these over backwards because I'm going to attach the tab to the back. That's way harder than you would think it would be. Okay, I need tabs on the rainbow. That is the part that makes the pop-up, is the tabs. And they're important. And we'll talk about that when we get ready to put them on the card. The angle makes all the difference, which is something I didn't realize. Okay, so the tabs are going to be the width of the rainbow, and these are about 3/4 of an inch, and scored in the middle. And they need to be trimmed so that the portion that sits on the card is kind of angled off. And I actually found that it helped to help the pop-up. I don't know why, maybe that's just me, but to keep it angled a little bit, and maybe there's less, I don't know, length or bulk or something. I don't have an explanation, but that is one of the tips for me because it did make a difference. I'm just going to angle this one side off a little bit. And then the glue is going to go on the straight edge and will go right onto the rainbow. You can see how that's going to work. Now that I have the tabs on the rainbow, I'm going to go ahead and score it down the middle. That will make it much easier to put it inside of the card. I need to add the unicorns and the clouds to the pop-up part of the card. This will also help keep the rainbow together. Okay, now we're ready to add the banner at the top. For the banner on this one, I just did an I Love You banner from the Rainbow Wishes stamp set. But I decided that I also needed a graduation card. So for this one, I'm going to put For the Graduate on the banner. This is from an old paper tray ink stamp set that I've had forever. I'm going to score about 1/4 of an inch from the edge of my words, and then another 1/4 of an inch from there. I'm going to do the same thing on both sides, about 1/4 of an inch and about 1/4 of an inch. All right, get rid of that. Now I'm going to fold the first one back and then fold forward on the next score so that it looks like that. And then I'll just make those flag ends on it. Looks like the right side is just a tiny bit longer, so I'm going to cut that off just a little bit. And then just make the flags for the banner. All right. Now I need to attach it to the tops of the unicorn. You just use the unicorn horns to attach. So let's kind of figure out here. Let's see. Okay, I think that's probably going to be fine. So I'm just going to glue that on. Now my little pop-up is ready to add to the inside of the card. Now before I glue anything down, I need to do some looking to see where exactly that needs to be placed. I don't want it too high or too low. Don't want anything to show. So if I do it about right here, like maybe I could do it a little bit higher. Thinking about right there. All right, now the thing about putting this part on is that if you glue it on straight, see the rainbow is straight, it will not pop up. It's that simple. There has to be an angle downward with the tabs. So that is the most important thing about doing a pop-up like this, is that those tabs have to be angled down towards the bottom of the card. All right, so let's get that glued on. There we go. We have our pop-up for the graduate. I think that's fun. Folds down inside and pops back up. How fun is that? Okay, so once I've got the pop-up done, I went ahead and added some more clouds here to the pop-up portion, and I just used a glue dot, or not a glue dot, but a pop-up dot or whatever, on the back here. And I just stuck it to the head of this unicorn here on the right. I just added a little bit more fun to it. Let's see if I can get that in the right place. Looks pretty good, but I want to make sure, I didn't want to have to worry about it folding into the fold. So that looks like that will work right there. Cute. Okay, let's take a look at this finished card. Okay, so the only thing I've done differently is add some sequins to the front, and then I added some of the outlines of the clouds. These cloud dies from Honeybee, they come with this frame, which is kind of cool. And so I used the frames here on this part of the card. All right, so that's all there is to the Unicorn Rainbow pop-up card. Thank you for joining me. You can always find me at shooshoepaperart.com.